you can basically prepare for this SSB interviews are also there, right? So these are one of the very tough level interview strategies also, which you can apply even for your interview level this one. So I was analyzing few of the very tough interviews which is there in our country, and I'll be on that particular base, I'll be giving you some kind of tips also for the same. You have heard about this SSB interviews and all, no? Like this NDA interviews and all. So this is
Yes,
something
sir.
very much interesting. Why? Because many of them are trying to incorporate this kind of interview techniques not only within that SSB interview domains. Even if you're going to future apply for any kind of college interviews, job interviews or something, they have the same perception of pattern which has basically been followed. The first important aspect is about picture perspective images. So what's that? They'll just give you a particular image. So recently there's a trend in such kind of interview set of asking questions. Okay, they'll give you a particular kind of image, and then interviewer will be asking you what do you understand that particular image, and they'll ask you to speak regarding it. Got it? It's a new trend of asking this particular kind of interview set of questions. So they just want to think. It's like they'll be showing you, for example, a lady with a mask, and a person is just basically being lying down. So in that image, while you're looking up, what is your first insight coming into your mind? You need to just explain it. You have heard of this micro presentation, right? Very simple. You guys know it. It's like one topic given. You have to speak about it. Now there's the exact replica of it. What happens over here? They'll be giving you a particular image. Okay, this is how the SSB interviews process also. They just show you a particular image, and they will be asking you, Revant, can you tell me about what do you understand by this particular image? Okay, very simple. Now they can also give you another image. Let me give you a scenario. Okay, like a plain paper would be there. They can, as it's basically an offline interview, they'll be showing you a plain paper. In that paper, you'll find the images of a group of farmers and then a lawyer standing on one side. What do you mean by it? Okay, and there could be one kind of tower over there. What do you understand by it? So that you can tell that, like, just to give you a 2 minutes ka insight about it. It's like, the farmers, like the land of this farmers is basically been taken by what big tech giants people. Now they are approaching the lawyers, and then from lawyers we are providing justice towards them. Got it? You understood the scenario, right? So through pictures, how you can imitate the things is something very much important, especially for SSB interviews is something very much important. Okay, pictorial way of understanding the things. Now, as I'm just telling you, interview trends are basically been changing up. So by this, they'll be understanding how much imaginative skills you have. Got it? Second thing, how much perceiving skills you have. Perceiving means what? It's very simple. That means that when you observe a particular things, how can you basically narrate a particular concept? How can you basically subordinate particular kind of concept? How can you further, analyze and channelize the things in a very quick short span of time is basically being tested. So I hope you understood now this picture perspective of this imaging down. Very simple. They'll be showing you a particular image, and then what do you feel about it? What do you think about it? Is something being asked for the same. Okay. Now they can also give you a plain nature image, and then they can basically show even many animals over there. Some animals being tied up. So then you can tell about animal welfare. You can speak about something about animal welfare over there. Okay, animal welfare system. How is the cruelty of the animals being happening over there? If somebody's hitting over there, you can just mention about it, and you can just try to analyze it from that particular perspective. It's a very important route. Keep this in your mind. Now, second important thing is about especially in terms of this SSB interviews or generally, this is one thing which I always tell is your facial expression is the king. Okay, your facial expression is literally the king. What do you mean by facial expression? Huh? How much are you trying to portray yourself in the interview? Super very important. Got it. Now I have Revant, I have Kavi Priyan, I have Tanisha over here. Okay. Now for example, Priyan is coming in the interview. He's like, or like Revant is already sleeping. So what will happen? And me being an interviewer, if you show that kind of perception of this one, no, will be super annoyed. You know why? Because your facial expression is one of the best rounds how you can clear a particular interview. How much confident are you? How much incentive person are you in terms of to basically analyze the things, like how much positive are you, how much optimistic you are in your facial expression. You can literally win the match. I'll tell you one thing, it's my own personal experience. I know my kids, okay, their interview was not that kind of great, okay, but these people, okay, there was one student, I won't be naming it obviously. So he was like not that timid in speaking, but he had a very good facial expression. When somebody speaks something, he'll be like, okay, yes sir, yes sir, yes. He just have a gentle smile, and he speaks very softly also, but in a very good manner. And his knowledge is comparatively less than other students, but he was able to clear it. Why? You might ask me why. The simple reason is about, it's for the mere reason that he knew the art of facial expression. I'm just telling you, facial expression is very important. Very important. Anything. See, that's the reason even the other day I was just telling see guys, even though if you do not like it, just pretend that you like it. That's something, a skill which you literally need to do it. Show that you're very much fresh, show that you're very much energetic. Okay, very important. Why? Because it is a marking criteria. I'm literally telling it is a marking criteria. You might think it is a joke, but it is something. While when you just look into the mirror and when you constantly practice, that's how you try to improve on your facial expression. Now, the third important thing is, especially as for this interview criteria, is about there are three stages how you need to prepare. Like Tanisha, this is for you, but those both of them already know it. Just one tip I'm giving it to you. One is about current affairs. Second one is on communication. Third one is on your communication. Okay, three things. Keep these three things in your mind. First is about what? Current affairs. Current affairs. Second one is what? Communication. Third one is personality development. In your interview, these three things, if you're able to master, nothing much is more required. It's very simple as this. It's very simple as this. Current affairs, I said this to Revant also last time, Priyan also last time, and for you, I'm just telling you, current affairs, read in Indian Express or the Hindu, or like that Vantage is, Palki Sharma's thing. I always
Palki
share it.
Sharma ji.
Exactly. Watch that. Or Abhiya Neo ka content is also great. Think School ka content is also something very great. Priya Jain ka content is also something very great. I personally feel you guys should be doing it. Okay. So know very well about your current affairs. If you master your current affairs, I'll tell you, your grammatical speaking also will be like super fluent. Why? Because your reading comprehension will be understand. Your grammatical understanding will be great. Your way of vocabulary thing will be great. Plus your way of also filtering out the things. For example, when Revant is telling something, I'll be like, "Hey bro, what is this telling? This guy does not have any kind of particular opinion. He's just telling what has already been there." So now, very important, which I want to tell for you guys about. Please, for God's sake, please, once again, please, 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 make sure that if you're able to read paper, that's great. At least read one or two articles. More than enough every day. I'm just uploading a couple of things in the group. You guys can just refer it. It's like a cakewalk, just like a cake.